Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well. Oh my goodness, this is a late video as well, by the way. This is a late one. We've got I'd say big, okay, kind of big news that has gone down this evening, tonight, just past midnight, here in the UK, which we're going to start off with. But before we do, I want to divert you to video number 1 from earlier on. Go and have a butcher's, go and have a look, much appreciated, enjoy, for those that haven't seen it already. But without further ado, there's no point waiting on this. I'm just going to go straight in. And like I said, normally I'll have graphics on for you guys, but I don't, because the setup is kind of a very impromptu setup right now. But don't worry, I'm about to show you. And you know what? I think this deserves a phone show, should we say. There it is. There it is. It's happening. Joao Felix. We're coming to big stories later on, so hold the phone and wait till the end. But Joao Felix, as of tonight, unbelievable news. Al-Nassr. Let me say that again. Habibi. Al-Nassr from Saudi are in advanced talks to sign Joao Felix and hijack Benfica's move. This is from Fabrizio. Understand Al-Nassr have sent permanent deal proposal to Chelsea and contract proposal to Joao. The agreement is close as final details are set to be discussed in the next 24 to 48 hours. Now, you guys want to find out how much is this for? Is this for 20 million? Is this for just a little less? Is it for 25? Is it for close to 30? That would be lovely. I wish I knew a Saudi dance. You know, what's the Saudi dance? I don't know. I know in the Emirates they use this cane and they turn it and they just, you know, go. And they just do that for like an hour. I don't know. The Saudis, you guys have to show me. What is your dance? Because I'm going to do the dance at this rate. 43 million Great British pounds sterling. Not Raheem. That is mental. They are paying 43 million pounds, 50 million euros for Joao Felix. Absolute blinder here, guys. Absolute blinder. We have played an absolute blinder. Well, maybe we just got lucky with this one. You see, it's nice to have the Saudis on speed dial. If necessary, it's nice to have them on board. You know, boop, 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 Habibi, hey, salam alaikum, Habibi, listen, we have a fantastic footballer for you. Well, his name is Mr. Felix. You know, shukran jazilan, you know, it's done. Beautiful deal. Unbelievable. Ben Jacobs goes, Al-Nassr close to signing Joao Felix after outbidding Benfica. Talks have advanced this weekend. Chelsea set to receive over 40 million pounds. Unflipping believable. Unbelievable. Joao Felix gets a new club. We get to offload. I don't know how this one's happened, but we paid a certain amount for Joao Felix. He played barely. Doesn't do very well. Isn't used, and then we sell him for more than we bought him for. Bearing in mind, we only bought him in to get rid of Conor Gallagher. Chelsea, and honestly, look, I wasn't in favour of the whole Gallagher thing, just like getting Joao Felix in just to accommodate the whole Gallagher thing. That didn't sit well with me. But I will say, Chelsea, you have bloody gotten away with one. You have gotten away with a crime that no one else will get away with. To be able to get a footballer in just because you want to offload another footballer, and then you don't even use that footballer, but yet his value somehow ends up more than what you initially paid. That is mental. How we've pulled that off, I don't know. But it's like I just said, it's handy to have the Saudis on speed dial. Hey, Habibi, we got another footballer for you if you want. You know, this one is easier for you to say as well. His name is Raheem. Raheem is right here, my friends. Take Raheem. We give you a good price. 40 million. How's that? 40 million for sterling. Listen, if there's anyone capable of that, it's Saudi. So let's wait and see what happens. But Joao Felix is on his way to Saudi Arabia for £43 million. Unflipping believable. And in terms of, you know what this does? This balances our books brilliantly. This means that going into the players that we're looking to bring in, it's not going to be a problem getting to pay a little bit extra if necessary. Even though we don't want to, but you get the gist. Money's there. We're good. With the outgoing so far, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's looking good. It's looking flipping good. Lovely jubbly. Now, let me know your thoughts on that one. Let me know what you think. But I'm going to shift attention now to Newcastle. Because, according to them, according to the same journalist who brought out the news on Alexander Isak in the first place, leaving Newcastle, wanting to leave, Craig Hope of the Daily Mail has just come out with this. And I'm trying to make sure that I don't butcher the lighting on here so you guys can actually read the screen, because if I did that you won't. Mail Sport can reveal Nicolas Jackson has been added to Newcastle's list of attacking targets. Newcastle, it's nice to see that you lot watch my videos. You know, I tell you guys, look, here at the Chelsea, we have players that you guys might be interested in. Nkunku, and I even said Jackson, but yeah, maybe you don't want Jackson. Maybe that's not your cup of tea. And we'll leave Jackson to United. I've got to stretch the offer to Man United now. Man United. The Chelsea. Nicolas Jackson is on demand, my friends. He is wanted. Are you guys going to intervene or not? I'm trying to get a bidding war going here. Newcastle, you're more than welcome to the conversation, my friends. You know, please, come into the room. Would you like a tea or a coffee? Would you like something stronger? Probably not. You're owned by Saudis now. So, listen, we've got all the soft drinks that you possibly want, no problem. Newcastle want Nicolas Jackson, apparently. He's on their list. I say brilliant. How much are you willing to pay? Because, and this is where it gets interesting, this is where Chelsea, you know how I've been telling Newcastle to milk Liverpool, right? Milk them. Well, I'm going to say to Chelsea about Newcastle, milk them. Because they'll have 150 million if they sell Isak. 70 of which they're gonna spend on Sesko. Well, in that case, you've got 80 million lying about, according to my mathematics, don't you, Newcastle? According to my wonderful maths, right? My wonderful arithmetic, 70 plus 80 is 150. So if you've spent 70 on one guy, you've got 80 lying about, don't you? So, hand it over, and you can take Jackson. No problem. No problem at all. 80 million, good deal. Good deal. Considering Ekitike has gone for that price. Just saying, yeah? You're selling Isak for 150. Surely you can buy Jackson for 80. You know, it makes sense. Jackson's half the player of Isak, isn't he? Well, you know, maybe just a bit over half. So that makes, you know, the maths correct. 150, 80. That's the correct valuation. No? See? Logic. Beautiful thing. Let's hope we get this deal done. Newcastle, you're welcome to the conversation. You're welcome to the convo. Let's see how this one develops. You know what? I will say this. Jackson to Newcastle, that would be good for him. I think that would be good for him. That will be where he will be the main guy. I would stress, even with Sesko in there, I think that's, some might disagree here, but I think that's where you might find both players on a similar value. Similar level, you know, give and take. Let's wait and see what happens on that one. So, let me know your thoughts. Nicolas Jackson to Newcastle. We'll see if that one happens, or if Newcastle are going to make an actual approach. Fingers crossed they do. Man United, you're on notice. Arsenal, before we wrap up. Arsenal, on Eze. Remain in contact with Eberechi Eze's camp since June as the player is keen on the move. No club-to-club talks yet with Palace, as Arsenal work on outgoings as priority now, with Reece Nelson to Fulham expected to be the next move. I think maybe later on in the window, they might make a move for Eze, because if we're going to be honest, Arsenal's window so far with just Madueke and Gyökeres, I don't think is enough. That left-hand side, despite Madueke being able to play on the left if necessary, he's not a left winger though, just saying. Martinelli on his own can't really do it. Trossard is already... We've not really heard much about Trossard. Trossard was meant to be targeted by Fenerbahce. Trossard was meant to be in demand by a few clubs, but is he leaving, is he not? God knows. Getting Eze in would be a fantastic deal for Arsenal, I have to say, and I think he suits Arsenal brilliantly. Eze in an Arsenal team, I would be worried about. Eze and Gyökeres together scares me a bit. I have to be honest. Eze, Gyökeres, Saka. Oh man. Oh crap. I gotta be real, guys. I gotta be real. As much as I like to mock, but flipping out, that would make them strong. That would be Arsenal. That front line, I would like be crap. Our defenders have to be on it. Saka, Gyökeres, Eze. That sounds deadly, man. So I hope it doesn't happen. But Arsenal are right to remain interested in the player, and I would suggest that they move swiftly before things get too complicated, which I hope they do, because I don't want him to join, like I've said, but I think he would be a wonderful addition for Arsenal. That would be exactly what they need on that left-hand side. That front line would be so dynamic, it'd be stupid. And in fact, even the squad depth, even the depth, maybe for Gyökeres there isn't much depth, they'll have to go back to Havertz or whatever, but in terms of the flanks, they'll have Eze, Saka, and then they'll have Martinelli and Madueke. It's good depth. It's a good shout. Arsenal, that front line looking healthy if they do get Eze. But if they do, we'll see. Hopefully they don't. Let me know your thoughts down below. I do want to end on two things. Firstly, Javi Simmons on Instagram put out a little thing on his story saying, follow the plan, never doubt the process. I mean, you're already talking blue code language here, so I think you're going to fit right in. Fully. Never doubt the process. Great. You're welcome to Chelsea. Fantastic. Welcome, mate. You're going to fit in like a glove. Do you know what I mean? So maybe he's been given the plan. Maybe he's been sold the project. Maybe he's, trusting the process, and he's like, I want to be a part of this. Maybe. You never know. But I just thought I'd mention that because that's what he put on his Instagram. Talk about timing. I mean, things are always done for a reason. He knows. He's not stupid. He knows the rumours that are going about. He knows what we're doing right now. So everything that he says publicly is going to be taken a certain way. He knows this. So we'll see if anything's going to happen in that regard. To wrap up, I want to end with Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest in talks with Morgan Gibbs-White about signing a new contract. 25-year-old midfielder's existing terms expire in June 2027, and Tottenham pushed to secure England international, but poised to stay in huge boost to Nottingham Forest. Gibbs-White, who we thought initially was on his way to Tottenham, and now all of a sudden Forest have convinced him to contract talks, and maybe have convinced him to stay overall. Absolutely crazy. It is very Tottenham to bottle a transfer, I will say that, yeah? But I've got to say, I didn't expect this. I thought Gibbs-White was as good as gone. I thought he was on his way to Tottenham, done. Nottingham Forest have pulled it out of the bag. They've absolutely pulled it out of the bag. So fair play to... I want to know, is there a confirmation? There is a confirmation. Sorry, a statement of intent from our owner, Evangelos Marinakis, as Morgan Gibbs-White signs a record deal at the club until the summer of 2028. And there's the picture. Done. Good as done, ladies and gentlemen. Good as done. He is staying. Nottingham Forest, well done. Tottenham, it's the history of the Tottenham. I'm going to end there. Let me know your thoughts. Much appreciated. I will catch all of you tomorrow. Possibly for a double. We will see what is going down. If there's any big news in the morning, I will give you a morning video. If not, you'll be getting everything later on in the evening, earlier than this, but you'll be getting the video earlier in the evening, so make sure you're there for that one. And I'll catch all of you there. Thank you all so much for watching, people. Subscribe, notification bell on, and I'll see all of you tomorrow. In a bit, people. Look after yourselves, take care, and peace.